Hello everyone, welcome to Real Class. My name still remains M.A. Ido, and this time we are looking at a topic called gerunds. Alright, gerunds have to do with verbs that are used in the progressive tense at the beginning of a sentence. Alright, when progressive form of the tense begins a sentence, then it is said to be a gerund. Alright, now there is one difficult thing you need to understand about this gerund. Alright, in every gerund there are always two statements, and the rule states that whenever you have these two statements, alright, the beginner of the action must complete the action in the second statement, and that is where JAMB comes in. Alright, the beginner of the action must complete the word statement, alright, or continue the action. If another person or thing completes the action, that is where the error comes in. Now look at it here. What makes all these gerunds is that they are in the progressive tense, right? And they are made to begin the sentence. But there is another bad error that students commit. They fail to know that the person that begins the action must complete it. They bring in other, person. It is wrong. For example, crossing the road, he was knocked down by a car. Who is performing the action of crossing? He. So once it is what? He. The he must continue the action. But if you now say crossing the road, the car knocks him down, or crossing the road, the car hits him, the question will now be, who is crossing the road? Is it the car or the boy in question? You see the way it is. So check, always check the beginning, the gerund, and the performer of the action in the gerund must be given opportunity to complete the word action in the second statement. Alright, crossing the road. What comes to your mind in the first statement is that it is human being that is crossing the road. So human being should complete the answer or the second statement. Crossing the road, he was hit by a car. But if you now say crossing the road, the car hit him, that's wrong. Alright, now check this second statement. Speeding excessively, alright, the car knocked him. What comes to your mind? The question is, what is speeding excessively? It's a car. So the car now begins the second statement, making the expression to be correct. But if you say speeding excessively, he was knocked down by a car, that's incorrect grammar. Alright, because the question will be, it is not the boy that is speeding excessively, it is the car. So why not allow the car to complete the statement? Alright, so this one is very correct. To say speeding excessively, the car knocked him. Preaching in church. Who is preaching in church? It is the pastor. Preaching in church, the congregation. No, you can't use the congregation now. No. Preaching in church, the pastor should begin or continue the state. Preaching in church, the pastor talked about repentance because it is the pastor that is preaching. So he should be the one to talk about repentance, not the congregation. Feeling embarrassed. Alright? Feeling embarrassed, he left the scene. Who is feeling embarrassed? Alright? It is the boy. Alright? So you have to leave the word scene. Alright, there are some other progressive forms of the verbs that when you use, alright, it is tantamount to what? Errors, except you use them in the case of what? Gerunds. The word like understanding. I am understanding you, for example, is grammatically incorrect, alright, but I understand you, or I can understand what you're saying, alright, but you can use them to begin as understanding the man. I quickly put in place what I needed to do. Alright, that's in the gerund, sense, making a whole lot of grammatical sense. Alright, feeling unwell, the boy had to go home. Alright, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am seeing you too is not correct, but I can see you. I can see you. Alright, or in the gerund case, alright, seeing the man, we were pleased. Seeing the man, we were pleased. Okay, so you can see how these expressions are used in the case of gerunds that in still word makes sense. In a similar way, I am hearing you is not correct, but I can hear you. Alright, it's correct. But when you use hearing in the case of gerund, making it serve as a progressive tense at the beginning, then in that case, it is also correct. Alright. Hearing the man, we all left the scene. Hearing the man, we all left the word scene. Okay, so in that case now, we are true with what they call gerund in the use of English. All right, so that in our next class we look at another topic.